Jeremy, we're in that time of year again,
Yeah, end of year. Oh my gosh, it went so
and
fast.
it ended, and now we're going to do a little review of our favorite episodes for the year. And this is styled as a water cooler chat, so listener, kind of don't show up with your pad and paper taking notes for actionables today. Although I'm sure
There
we're
will be
gonna,
some.
yeah, there's gonna be some, and it's actually kind of nice because I'm looking at my top three here that I'll share, and um, it feels weird, but like I helped create the episodes with you, and even me seeing that, I'm like, oh, that's a good reminder. Yeah, I should pay more attention to that. So hopefully this serves as a bit of a reminder of what we can focus on next year.
Yeah, I definitely felt the same. I'm looking at that and I was like, man, I need to re-listen to this episode because it was so good.
That's yeah, that's our modesty there. So let's crack into it, Jeremy. I don't know if we need to put
What's
the 3 minute timer
no,
here.
it's fine. Let's rock this one. So,
Let's rip
what's
into it.
what's your episode number one, Jack?
Oh, I'm going in reverse order.
Oh,
What
in
do
reverse
you
order,
got to
the
give the
worst one.
cake
Okay.
away right away and then serve dinner? Everyone's going to be halfway out the door. No, my third favorite episode this year was what was it? Number 408, the one where we had Josh Brown on and talked
Oh,
about sales tips.
interesting.
That
I
was
got it
fun for
also on
me.
my list, but I won't
That
tell
was
you
fun.
where it is. Yeah,
Uh,
why did you like it?
I so it was fun to hear a sales coach break down, like, kind of in summary, like, I'm aware that Josh's bread and butter may well be cold calling. I think that's what he does a lot of training on. And while that's something I hate cold calling, but there's so much sales psychology behind leaning away, not being, pushy, poking the bear, asking good questions that lend themselves so nicely to email and LinkedIn outreach that I think there was just so many gems per minute. It deserves a top three spot. What about you?
I agree. I agree. Definitely. I love his I think it was a question about like when he was in the
Mm,
shoe
yeah,
the
the
shoe
shoe store
shop. Yeah, shoe
experience.
store and the guy instead of saying like, "Oh, what do you do?" whatever, it's like, "Oh, it looks like you're running by just looking at our shoes," or something along those lines that
No, he said, "Are you a runner?"
yeah, yeah, something like
Right?
that.
Are
Yeah,
you
exactly.
training for anything? Maybe that's what it was. Are
Yes.
you training for any
That's the
races?
poking the bear, you're right, exactly. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's why I need to rewatch it because I think it was really good. The way it was
Hmm.
approached, and yeah, and I think we also talked about a few other things on this episode about how to be more empathic and stuff like that. So there was like a lot of really
Yeah.
good gems. Like I agree.
I'll call one out. Speaking of using empathy, so it's memorable to me because I goofed up, and you should absolutely watch episode
Oh, I
408
remember. Yeah.
from top to bottom. But he asked me a question. He said, "All right, Jack, let's see how you answer this. So imagine there's like a single mom who tells you, they just had a hell of a day at work. They're coming home, their house is a mess, their kids are going crazy, and she tells you she just wants a glass of wine you know, just to blow off some steam, right? He was intending for me to label that experience. He was looking for a response, something like, sounds like
You had a tough day
you're
or
stretched
whatever.
pretty thin,
Yeah.
right? To kind of label how they're feeling as a technique that allows the prospect to feel heard, seen,
Yeah.
whatever word you want to use. Uh, I screwed up. I won't give it away, but I gave a pretty funny response. Yeah, a little bit of a clickbait for you. Check out 408. Sweet. Okay, I think
Nice one.
I'm good on that episode. You got any more?
Yeah. So should I start with my
Also,
third
he's a
one?
good dude. Also, he's a good dude.
Yeah,
That felt nice.
definitely.
We've had
Well,
people on the show, Jeremy, that were famous, whatever, and like we hung up. We're like, that guy wasn't that great.
I know exactly what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, we stopped for a while actually having like some guests on our show, which is it's like I don't want to hang out with this guy anymore, like those sort of things. But I think we sort of like got Josh on the show, and I think it felt good, and yeah,
Hmm.
and then it was good even even after the show and before the show. So like in character, all the way
Right.
instead of just being like just during the podcast doing like your sort of like show and after that like
That's right.
anyway.
And speaking of just like good dudes we've had on this show, I want to say Perry Marshall was, I don't
Yeah,
know
it left
why I
an
was so
impression to you.
surprised.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He was so cool. And I, I always knew he was so sharp, but I didn't know he was so cool. And also Derek Sivers. He just
Yeah,
had,
that was
I
great.
mean, I saw that coming a mile away. Like I just Derek Sivers just screams, "I'm a good person," you know. And
Yep.
for the little I know of him, I second that. Is there
Oh, do you
any
remember
other?
the podcast that we actually didn't air? Like we did it, and at the end, it's like,
Yep,
I don't want to put
yep.
it online. It's just like we're not going to get this one. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. I
Anyway,
hate to say it, man, but I'm just I'm trying to think if I'm gonna voice this, but like I feel like moving on to another episode. I'm gonna
okay,
actually
fair
hold
enough.
that. I'm not
Fair
gonna
enough. So
share. Okay.
my number
Number
three.
two.
Well, my
Yeah.
number three. Actually,
Oh,
we
okay.
didn't
You're
talk
right.
my
You're
number
right.
three. My number three was episode 403. So I have a short-term memory. So even if I relooked at the whole year, I'm like, what was this episode about already? But anyway, I do remember 403. And it was like how to win at outreach when your competitors are
Nice.
better than you. And I feel like this is
Nice.
such a struggle that a lot of people have. And I think this episode really opened up to a lot of different ways of looking at things and, just basically giving a bit of hope for people who were like hopeless because their product was just
Yeah.
not better than their competitors. And, that
Right.
you gave a lot of hopes about, there's still ways to play it, It's fine
I
to just say,
remember.
for example, like, hey, we're not the best one, but we're definitely the cheapest one, or whatever it is. Like, find your
Yeah.
angle that actually
I
make it
wouldn't
work. And I
word it
love
like
it.
that,
No, of
but
course.
yeah. But yeah. I remember I told a story in that episode that I really appreciated. It was did you ever watch the show Mad Men?
Is roasted, right? Is that the one? Or like, no.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
Exactly right. So there's a story from the TV show Mad Men, which is 1960s Madison Avenue advertising. It's a great show. Um, the main character is giving a pitch to some cigarette brand, Marlboro, I think. And Marlboro said, like, hey, we buy tobacco from the same North Carolina farms that our biggest competitors do. We're no different than
Oh,
whatever.
the background is like they were not able to say they're healthy anymore, and so they didn't know how to
Correct.
present themselves and
Differentiate. They're like, it's the
differentiate.
same damn thing. And he says, tell me how you make them. Oh, well, we get the tobacco, we put it in the oven, we toast the tobacco, and then we roll. He goes, stop there. And he goes on a chalkboard and he goes, it's toasted. Marlboro. And the guy goes, so is everyone else's. That doesn't make sense. He said, people don't know that. Tell them it's toasted. And to be honest, like there's so much noise out there, Jeremy, that like even today, like with quick mails, all the stuff it does, if you reached out to 100 people that aren't even living under a rock, maybe they're just not like bleeding edge, and you told them about delivery AI, that's still going to be brand new to them.
100%, dude. I'm
Right?
I'm reaching out to people and it's like, oh, I didn't know you could like buy inboxes directly from Quick Mail. It's like, dude, we added that like last year already. It's just like I
That's
did
right.
such a bad job at that. But
That's right.
anyway, yeah.
So let's bear that in mind as you recap. Your number three is how to win at outreach when your competitors are better from you.
Episode four
Doesn't
three.
mean that the market is educated top to bottom across all options. Um, so my goodness, isn't that encouraging? I just hear that and I'm like, we got this, you know.
Love it. What's your number two, Jack?
Me too. Um, okay. My number two is Number 389, way back, I want to say in February, we had a conversation. The future of sales is organic outreach, where I predicted the death of the template. That's going to happen.
Wasn't that
I
like
mean,
2021 when we when the template died?
so let's call template a
20.
template.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think what we're talking about is like there used to be a guy, and I used to remember what the hell his name was, but he did the
Oh,
like
it doesn't
that
start with a
CC
B?
Brian something.
Yeah, yeah,
Brian something
yeah.
had this
Yeah, yeah.
email where you CC'd a bunch of people and it said like the reason I'm reaching out is, and it was long. It was like several
Sure.
paragraphs. People, this is like
But he branded
2017.
it.
People,
It's a system. He was branding it, and he managed to
and it
actually just
worked. And
that
let's
was
give,
great. Yeah.
recognition for
Credits
what
where it's
is.
due.
And but like that's a classic template where you Googled, found a thing, copied it, put it into your software, changed a few things, send out you go. Um, and so while that has fallen off in 2019, right? Like I think this episode 389, the future of sales to organic outreach, was like, well, what would it look like if every single prospect got a different message entirely, like not based on a template. And that kind of introduced chat style outreach, which we've been really
Oh
leaning
yeah.
into at SalesBread. And so I believe this is going to be, common templates out the door. It already is with AI, but that's not even what I'm saying. Like I think it's like, how would you do outreach if there was almost no script you were following and you just came up with something intelligent based on each company and individual, and then allowed this kind of organic conversation to unfold before you invited them to a call. I kind of feel like that's where we're going, and I'm proud 10 months ago to have talked about that with you because um, it I believe it will continue to be more and more relevant.
Mm-mm.
I thought that was
No,
like a hell yeah,
definitely agree with that. Fun fact,
Mm,
actually, following this, this methodology, we actually added something in QuickMail called colleagues. And so when you say equal colleagues in QuickMail, then it will put up all your colleagues. So you can actually
yeah.
implement this template very easily as well.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome. That's awesome. Um,
So
per
you could
the
still
Brian,
refer.
whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, sweet.
You could
Um,
still refer your colleagues, It doesn't have to be following this template, but you could still refer
that's
that.
clever, man. I love
Yeah. I
that.
sent
All
an
right,
email
Jeremy.
to X and Y, whatever.
Okay. Here, let me just push you
Yeah,
on one
good
more
one.
thing and then we'll move on to your list. Make a prediction. Death of the template in entirely like just we'll have dynamic stuff top to bottom for everyone. You think that's going to be a trend next year? 2 years?
So I tell you what, Jack, I think we should do an episode for prediction next year.
That would be fun. Okay, I'm
That will be
game.
one of our first episode.
I'm
That's a
down.
great one. Because I
I'm
got some
down.
prediction, but that's gonna take a lot of time to explain. So let's put
Okay,
it on the
sweet.
back burner. Now let's do an episode specially for that. I think our audience will get a kick out of that at the beginning of the year 2026. Should be
Okay,
I
fun.
got some ammos for you. You should love
All
it.
right, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
My number two, you're gonna like it, I think. It's episode 411, so 411, and it's gun gun head offer a gun to your head offer workshop. Do you remember that? It's basically you going through the process of going from an insane offer.
I'm so proud. I'm
I
so
know,
proud.
right? You should be. That's like it was. I mean, I'm European. I don't say blow my mind, but it was really good, and I really like. Oh my God, this is
That's
really good.
awesome.
And it's basically I will paraphrase, or you correct me, but basically you go from an insane offer that there is no chance on hell that people will say no, and then but it's obviously the value is too big for you to give away for,
Yeah.
them going on
Hit
a
reply,
cruise.
I'll give you $1 million,
Right,
right?
assuming they believe it, of course.
Right.
And then you sort of like slowly, gradually come down and to a point where you still think you're still uncomfortable, but it still makes sense. And now I
Yeah.
think that's like, okay, let's go with this offer. And I like the process of it. It's not just like
Sweet.
it's a different angle to actually come up to with something. And I like those sort of thinking differently in order to reach different output. I think when
Right.
it comes to it's a good exercise to do. And I'm still
Exercise.
thinking
That's
of
the
it
right
every
word.
time I'm
Heck
writing
yeah.
something now. So
That's
it
awesome.
did, yeah, it did had an
I
impact.
I I had a call today, Jeremy, and I said, "Where'd you hear about us?" He said the podcast. I go, "Oh, cool." He's like, I've been thinking about that gun to the head thing," and I was like,
Nice.
"Good for you. Good
Yeah,
for
it's a
you.
great episode.
Thank you."
If you haven't listened to it, it's 411, so 411. Yeah,
Yeah,
good episode.
I appreciate that, Jeremy. I've never made Jeremy's top three lists after.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, I guess that's BS because like I've been
Yeah.
on the line for some, but maybe like that nugget originating from
I don't know. I got
from
the
my
feeling that I will always name the episode where, I don't know shit. So it's gonna be about prospecting and stuff, right? It won't
wait,
be about like deliverability. It's like, yeah, I know it. I just shared it on this episode.
that's
Oh, maybe I
funny,
did. I
man.
don't
All right,
know.
all right, Jeremy. Let me share my screen with you for my number one
Oh,
pick. Is that cool?
ooh. Yeah, yeah, it's totally cool, man.
All right.
Go
Let
for
me
it.
see if I break it because I'm in full screen. I've never done that. Let me see. Did I break it? No.
Ah, I knew you would come up with this one. I was hesitant to put it on. Like the black hole one. Is that it? Black hole
Your sales
episode?
universe. What the title is really freaking good too. What is it?
It's a black
Oh
hole or
yeah, here he
something. Let me
goes.
just check.
How to sales prospecting to whatever. Here, let me get out of here. Number son of a
Oh, it's not.
387, sales prospecting visualized, a new way to see your best sales opportunity. And it's this like diagram. I kind of see it as this sales universe with different rings that kind of show the orbit of your buyers and where they are in their relationship to you. That's that's such an important idea, Jeremy. Like if I ever go on a speaking tour, this is going to be my keynote where on the outside, these are these are where your cold prospects hang out. They don't know you, they don't know your company. And to be honest, they're not even in your ICP. They're like too small, no budget, wrong industry. Okay, forget them. Next level in, they're your perfect ICP, but they don't know you from Adam. They're in your kind of motion. They kind of smell like your other
Right.
clients, but they don't know anything about you. Then go a little layer deeper. Maybe this is your first degree LinkedIn connections. They kind of like know of you, or maybe they're on your email list, but they're not really whatever. You keep going down and down and down. And so inside you've got your clients and like they're happy. They want to buy some more stuff. Hook them up, hook them up. That's easy, fish in a barrel. And like just you can kind of zoom in and zoom out to stack the deck in your favor. This is one of those moments I'm like, why are we not doing a lot more of this where we
Yeah.
pay and so the last important thing because now we're like, oh cool, sell to people that kind of know you. Yeah, yes, but also as marketing and sales works together, how can you get this buyer
To
sorry,
move
let's
one
forget this
layer.
buyer because
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
not.
yeah.
Yeah, how can you get this buyer who's in your ICP but doesn't? How can you get him here first, and then you use your meeting booking outreach, whatever.
Yep.
And it's just this nudge, 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 educate, help, whatever. It feels right.
Yeah,
It
so
feels
the
right.
title is called the thumbnail is the black hole B2B sales theory because this is this idea of like creating enough gravitational
Isn't
pull
that right?
that
Yeah.
everyone just come into close little circle. Yeah, I hesitated to put this one, so good on you to put it on. Yeah, good
Sweet.
stuff.
All right. You can't put two Jack
That's
ideas in
right.
your top three
That's
list.
right. Can't do it. Can't do it.
I'd get too big of a head. I'd have to, like
You're the most humble person I know, so that
Oh
doesn't
my
work.
gosh. We're having fun. So what's your number one, Jeremy? What you got, dude?
Well, I'm disappointed because you actually put it in number three. That was my episode number one, with Josh, because like we were mentioning, it was like a very refreshing episode with lots of different ideas,
Yeah.
and I think that was just a blast. Good episode
Okay,
all
so
round.
then here's a fun exercise that I'll do this with like people that I really know I've never really used. I guess in some weird way, I might have done this on a sales call before, but think about something. So we have your number one episode of the year with Josh Brown. Okay, that's your favorite podcast we did of the year. So
Yeah.
now we're already talking about a thing that you think is like pretty awesome. Okay, and so let's go one layer deeper. Of your favorite episode of the year with Josh Brown, what was your like highlight from that episode?
Well, that was the shoe stuff,
No, I know.
like I was
Okay, so cool.
mentioning, right?
So that story about Josh walking into the shoe store and
Yeah.
having the associate take a different tack to
Yeah. In
initiate
the
and
conversation. Yeah,
ultimately
exactly.
sell, that was the creme de la creme of the podcast for 2025 for you. And
Oh,
I
that's
love that
funny.
story too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But but like what I love to do is like if somebody's like, "Oh man, I love traveling." Be like, "Okay, cool. Where's your favorite places to go?" Now you're talking about their favorite thing and then their favorite thing of their
Oh, the
favorite thing. And
favorite
like
thing. I like
if we
that.
keep riffing here for a minute, you could do this like, with your friends or family, like you keep riffing on the somebody's favorite thing of their favorite thing of their favorite thing, and like pretty soon they just lose their mind. They're just like talking so fast and enjoying it. So
That was
that's
brilliant.
awesome. I'm glad I could climb into your brain and see the highlight. I loved it too, man.
Yeah. So, I mentioned before this episode start that I had a bonus episode, but in fact, it's not really an episode. It's like I really love our teardowns as well. And
Yeah,
even though there's a
cool.
lot of common themes, and hopefully, for the listeners, and I think that's, like an action point for you guys is listen to a few teardowns because I don't think I mean, we do evolve our mindset and stuff, as the year pass and so on, but there's a lot of things that you can sort of like download our brain and how we actually thinking of things by just listening to enough teardown episodes. Because at the end of the day, I kind of like know what Jack's gonna say. Jack kind of like knows what I'm gonna say, and it's kind of like that thing because I learned so much interacting with you constantly. Re-looking at the same thing that I kind of like say like I can put my Jack hat and then start to think a little bit like him, right? You know what I
Nice,
mean?
nice.
And I think it's
Yeah,
kind of like it's kind of like you acquire like a skill with not necessarily a lot of effort by just keeping on like getting exposed to the way of thinking. And I think if you do that and you're trying to sort of like, how can I improve my, my call outreach game? Like I wouldn't say like just watch one episode, but I would say watch a series of teardowns because at the end of the day you get
good point.
exposed to how we're thinking and
Good
then you will
point.
naturally sort of like understand and adopt it. That's how it started, with me 400 episodes down the line. The very first few episodes, like, Jack was just saying thing that actually completely transformed my way of thinking, as I was doing outreach. So
Is
anyway.
this my episode? Is this is like a
Well, we
living
didn't talk about
funeral for Jack?
deliverability. Did we? Deliverability and technology,
No,
right?
no,
And I
yeah,
still think it's
that's
very important for, these days, especially actually these days. But yeah, anyway,
right. But
quickmail.com, go for it
but there's
and
another episode I
sort it.
almost threw in actually. We solved deliverability.
Yes,
Where
that was
if
good one. Was it this
I
year?
mean, yeah, I
Oh,
think it
nice.
was.
That was a good one.
I'm gonna find it right now.
Yeah, so
So
for the
solved.
listeners, this
Yeah,
episode was just basically according to my stats in QuickMail, like the problem was not deliverability for QuickMail users, because our deliverability or open rates were like are like and all the indicators of deliverability were there. The problem is people didn't reply, and so that's why I put emphasis on gun to your head episode and the black hole episode because I think this year really the problem, like at least for QuickMail user, and I can't say like for other platforms, some really don't care about deliverability. But if you're a
yeah,
quick mail user, then you will benefit more from what we're talking about. Your audience, your offer, more than the technicality of things. Because I think like I say, with deliverability AI and stuff, we solved it. So
It's like,
yeah,
yeah, it's like
thanks.
cheating. It's like cheating a little bit,
I
but
thought
it's
I thought we
cool.
did it last year, but yeah, good.
You know what?
Thanks.
Maybe I didn't include it because I think you might be right. It could have been last year, but I still
We
like that
solved
one.
it a
I
long
still like
time
that.
ago.
Love that. Good on you. All right.
All right.
Okay, so we did our top three. Thank you for the accolades. I think I've got my podcast trophy right here. Yep. All right, man. Well, shoot, I was gonna say something to kind of summarize.
It's okay. I just need to up my game in 2026. No worries.
Heck
No worries.
yeah. Um,
I'll
but
come up with
yeah,
more data or more stuff, more interesting.
so let's for the listener, let's kind of recap. How many years have we been doing this? Is this our eighth?
I believe we are going to the ninth, yeah, even, right?
Unreal. Closing our
Like
eighth, starting the ninth.
2016, right, is when we started, Oh, 17
And
maybe. Or
17 in June.
yeah, yeah.
In June, I think we hit
Yep.
record because in April we went to Japan, right?
Yes. Yes.
And there you go.
Yes.
You
Oh
guys know that
man,
story?
so good. Yeah.
You,
Oh, fun fact. I actually find out like I was doing my accounting and I needed to find
oh
some
yeah.
invoices and stuff. And I typed some words and it came up with the outreach that we did for Japan.
No
Do you
way.
remember?
Wow, I do.
I
Yeah.
looked at it and I'm like,
It
man,
worked
this is
too
still a
good.
gem. This is still really good. I
Really?
wouldn't change anything
Oh,
except probably the title,
isn't it
the
like
subject line.
my Japanese is not that great. Is it okay if we email in English? And then
Exactly.
after that it was like, yeah,
Man,
we're looking
such a
at
good
me for
memory.
something.
So I got it
Shoot.
here. Like, I mean, anyway, this is like the end of year episode. We can just kind of have fun with it. So it started like that. It says
Tell them the date if you don't mind. When did we send this?
28th March 2017. And it's a gem for this
It worked
this
too
time.
good. Do you remember we were like canceling meetings? We were like, dude,
Yes.
we're tired. This is too much traveling. This sucks. So
Yeah. I
why don't just hang
remember
out,
that
right?
because we didn't really had any like monetary incentive or like business incentive
Right.
per se, right? So, but we still
We were just
wanted to just have
interested,
fun.
It's
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
like interview. Yeah.
So it starts like, oh, let me just start with the subject line. This is the one I would change, actually. The
What
subject
was it?
line, it was a bit too long, I think. It was like coffee with a fellow founder, question mark, brackets in Shibuya or nearby. It's not bad, right? But I think it's slightly too
I think
long.
today we would have done like coffee Shibuya question mark. Coffee and or
Coffee in
something, right?
Shibuya,
Like,
question mark, right? That's
yeah.
probably what we would have done. So shorten it a little bit. And then it starts like that. You say, sorry, my Japanese is quite limited. I hope English is okay with you. And I think it's great, because then it automatically
That's a
makes it
culture nod.
local.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. It
Yeah.
makes it local without like with the excuse of using international. So I think it's great. And you could use this trick, by the way, if you go to, if you contact a French company or German company, like it works
Right.
great. My friend CC'd. So already we use we had the CC feature in QuickMail. That was great. My friend CC'd and I are founders from Europe and the US, and we're looking to discover the startup scene in Tokyo next week. I found this email on your website, and I really hope you won't mind me reaching out like this. I don't have a
Wow.
strong network in Japan. I love this one. Yet.
So humble.
Yeah, exactly. I don't have a, yeah, I mean, it's playing the
We're
cultural card,
groveling.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't have a strong network in Japan yet. So would it be okay if we exchange a few emails? Question mark. Thank you very much, Jeremy.
Foot in the
LinkedIn
door.
profile.
Foot in the door.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
I
brilliant,
wish
isn't
I had
it?
that reply rate. I want to say it was
A
over
40?
20%.
Yeah, I think it was over 40% reply rate.
So much
Yeah.
fun.
But it was
That was great.
2017 as well. So, it's just, you have to compare things, Apple with Apple. But
Yeah.
still good these
Even for
days. And
those
we'd probably
days,
get
still
20.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, good memory lane. And not bad outreach copy. How many 6 years ago, 7 years ago?
Yeah,
Yep.
crazy, right?
Eight.
How
Yeah.
good.
Okay.
But I remember we were
Uh,
like iterating a lot of it to actually come to a gold level, right? So
That's
like we
right.
were like bronze,
We would pull up
silver,
a Google Doc
gold.
And we would just sit there and it
Every
would take
word.
a long time. It would take a long time. And that's us just honing chops. And I'm rambling a little bit, but man, it's been so fun to like put our heads together pretty much on a weekly or bi-weekly basis
It's
for
true.
we're going to push a decade. We're going to have to do
Oh
something fun for
gosh.
that. But and you're listening. Thank you for paying attention and just showing up to just get better at cold outreach
Yeah.
with us. I think that's the big thing. We've evolved together, and so grateful for that.
Yeah, and I think I really honestly believe that, if everyone was sort of like following those advice, we probably wouldn't have any spam problems at all. Like, like Google and stuff like that would just let us send emails because we would send good emails people wants
Those
to
are
read.
good.
Yeah.
All right. So
Shame
with
on the
that, spread the
spammers.
word. Spread the word. Get the yeah, let's go like money first. Like, look, you want to make more money through cold outreach, go cold email. Just pay attention to this approach. Like it just works better, and then the spam filters can, just let more stuff go through. It's gonna be good. All right, Jeremy. That's
All right.
awesome, man. Happy New Year, and
Yeah, happy New Year to Jack and to everyone listening. Um, yeah, hope you have
we'll catch you in 2026.
yes, another year in the book
Um,
and
all right, my
2026 to
friend.
come.
All right, many more. Happy and healthy. I'll catch
All
you
right.
next year, man. Later. See
Bye.
ya.